The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Grave Tone.
Welcome to Grave Tone Podcast, where horror comes to life in every form it takes. I'm Meaghan.
I'm Arthur.
We're having a weird night, I feel.
Great night.
We're having a weird energy night.
Love it.
No.
Yes, that is for me.
It's new release night. What a surprise, because every week this month is a new release night.
What
every
a
week.
beautiful word we
It's
live
been a
in.
great
I
week.
love it.
We're closing out Women in History Month. And to be fair, this entire month has been women kicking people's asses. And I do appreciate that very much.
This month is Women in History, but also Women in Horror.
I feel it deep in my soul. I'm so happy that this has been the kind of release month that we've got.
Pretty good,
here.
eh?
I know.
Yeah.
It's been all very female-led films that we've seen, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm sure part of it was purposeful, but well done, everybody. Yeah.
I agree.
So we're back from the theater, and to close everything out for this month, we obviously have just seen They Will Kill You, which just premiered today. When are we recording this? March 26th. Is it the 26th today? Officially comes out on the 27th, la-di-da. And we just got back from seeing it at the theater. So we're going to do our usual ratings, reviews, spoilers later in the episode. All the things.
What you're just saying is very true, because I was thinking about it. And for the South by Southwest Festival,
Yes.
it almost feels like there was like a hidden theme, probably not on purpose, but also you never know. The whole sisterhood
Yeah.
and Eat the Rich theme
Yes.
combined together. There's Ready or Not 2. Very exactly that.
That is true.
There's this one, which is literally exactly that.
Forbidden Fruits
There's
is
Forbidden
dropping this week.
Fruits, exactly,
Which, by the way,
like-
I think we might actually be able to go see it. I think it's getting a release in our area, so I want to go see
Perfect.
it on the weekend if we can.
Exactly. So like there's like a hidden quote unquote theme on the South by Southwest Festival this year.
Yep. It's big cunty energy, and I really appreciate it.
It's great. I love it. Make sure you don't miss any of our stuff coming out. We literally have an interview with Mike P. Nelson that we were teasing this whole time, dropping this upcoming Monday.
Yeah, we won't stop talking about it, so sorry. It's on your feet a
It's
lot.
Absolutely awesome. We were just nerding out with him, talking about all horror stuff, talking about his upcoming movies.
Yeah.
And how he comes up with stuff. It was seriously super
It
interesting.
was a great conversation. He's a cool fucking dude.
He's
so
really cool. Thank you
this
so much
was a
for
really-
doing this, Mike.
yeah.
So make sure to not miss that. And if you want to miss it, either mark it in calendar or follow us on the socials at gravetonepod.com, gravetonepod, which is the handle for everything. You will find it there.
It's okay, you're just plugging the website at the same time, because why not? All good. So, all right, kicking things off, as I usually do, I will read the little IMDb synopsis to kick us off with regards to general plot and our first kind of initial reactions to things. A woman takes a job as a housekeeper in an NYC high-rise. Unaware of the building's history of disappearances, she soon realizes the community is shrouded in mystery. Yeah.
Could be better.
Ish. Yeah, kind of. I do feel like, I don't know, I feel like the last few movies we've seen, someone's trying a little harder over there at IMDb to actually, maybe it's like they've actually watched the film.
I guess.
Yeah, we were talking about this with our friends at Horror Roulette, which we're going to have a collab episode over on their podcast as well, dropping.
Such a fun one.
We're talking about Violent Nature, so that's really fun. Where we were talking about that as well, I feel like someone over there is trying a little bit harder than they used to be, because, man, some of these older movies do not have great
They either have
descriptions.
like 3 words or it's 4 sentence, like 4 paragraphs.
They've not
of
watched the movie, or
Yeah,
they've
but- or they say
overanalyzed it.
everything.
Or they were lazy and they threw it into ChatGPT because they didn't watch it, and they were like, "Give me a synopsis of the film." Yeah, probably.
Whatever.
Anyway, so yeah, basic overview, obviously, of the film. Stars Zazie Beetz, I think is the way that you pronounce her last name, as a woman named Asia who takes a job as a maid in this very strange apartment building in New York City, and of course, very quickly comes to realize that she's there for a reason. We'll get into it later, but very quickly comes to realize that there is a weird, dark underbelly to everything that goes on in this creepy ass building and the creepy ass fucking people who work there and live there. That's it.
Yes.
That's what it is.
I also like a lot of the whole what the building means because the name is Virgil.
Oh, yes.
And,
It's,
obviously
it's very biblically coded. It's very Seven Circles of Hell. It's very...
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. The
It's
director
Inferno.
and writer literally said that it's supposed to represent that.
It's
the
like
Dante's
Inferno. It's a Dante, kind of take on things. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So, yeah. Initial feelings going in. How are you? What are you feeling in terms of initial reactions to everything?
I fucking loved it so much. It is so much fun. It is absolutely nonstop action. It does not take itself too seriously. At least I found
definitely
that it didn't. It kind of seems like it is, but then as things unravel, it just becomes absolutely insane. Like you mentioned, it is literally like watching a comic book. I really clicked in the first couple of minutes. I'm like, okay, this is someone had like an anime manga comic book in their head and they translated it into movie format, which I think did its job really, really well. Yeah, seriously, it's just a fun time. Great kills. It is hilarious. It has, a good story, and it's one of those that you just watch, have fun, and that's about it. It's not too much of a serious movie. Seriously, the acting, just because there's so much fighting and choreography, it is worth watching it just for that.
Yeah, you know what I will say, the stunt team as a whole deserves all of the flowers.
Insane.
I think for this, for sure. Because they did so much work. The choreographies are fantastic in this.
Yeah.
The fights are great.
Fights are great.
Yeah.
Everything that is shown there, kind of like the blood, the kills.
Yeah.
The gore that is not too gory, like disgusting in your face. Like it's kind of gross, but it's not like, because it's so much fun, you don't take it as, oh my God, someone got their head cut off type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, all of that, I absolutely loved it. It is worth watching. It's just a good time.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? Because I remember you kind of mentioned you're like, it's okay.
I will say exactly what I just said. This film looks really cool. It's got great kills. The choreographies are fantastic. Zazie Beetz and the entire cast really they're trying. I have some comments to make about a dodgy fucking Irish accent in this film that we're going to talk about later, because I have some questions about how that happened. But outside of that, the performances were very dedicated and everybody was really obvious. I think everybody was probably just having a good time with it as a rule. I don't think it's meant to be taken too seriously, and that's fine. Some of the symbolism was fun and interesting. It lost me, I think, in the latter third of the film. I thought things got too goofy and too silly, and
I can see that.
And regardless, throughout the course of the movie, some of the dialogue was really fucking cheesy, and I had a little bit of a hard time with that.
Yeah.
I know it's not supposed to be that serious, but I was like, okay, this could have been reworked ever so slightly, and I think that would have been a little bit better. So there were a lot of elements that I enjoyed, but I'm really sitting on the fence with it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair enough. I mean, I see where you're coming from with this. The moment that, and I think that was either shown in the trailer or whatever it is, this is not a spoiler, it's not important. When she survives the first wave, I guess, that we see in the trailer. And one of the main characters asks, like, who are you? And, and there's a whole camera that rolls around her and it's a zoom into her face with the sword pointing. And then she says her name and there's like a backstory that is shown right away. Yes. The moment that this was shown, I was like, okay, this is literally
a comic book,
anime style.
Yes.
That's how the pacing is going to be.
Very much.
The moment that happened, I completely disconnected. I'm like, anything that happens, I don't care.
Okay. Look, I understand why you did.
You know what I mean?
I think I couldn't do that because also I don't know. I just didn't. But
that's fine. Yeah.
But I can understand to a degree why that is the case. And I will say, I said it in the quick little video that we shot just talking about recording this episode, this movie. If you like Kill Bill,
oh yeah,
this is almost like its own little homage to Kill Bill in multiple different, not the exact story. I'm not talking about that.
No, it's the way that it's shot.
It's original in the way that but the way that it's shot and the fighting and some of the elements that we can get into about the fights themselves and like what the lead character Asia is having to do during those fights, I felt very, very Kill Bill coded.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's absolutely amazing. Do you want to know how the writer and director Kirill Sokolov kind of got inspired to make this film, the inspiration behind this movie.
Sure, tell me.
Okay, so apparently, I'm quoting him. My wife and I moved to a different city in Russia, and we rented an apartment on the 17th floor,
Okay.
huge building with hundreds of apartments. We started to make this running joke that probably this whole building belongs to a cult at some point.
Okay.
They will just come after us and probably sacrifice us. Then I watched Rosemary's Baby and realized, oh my God, I wasn't that building.
Oh.
I wasn't that same situation.
Yeah.
And he was like, and yep, that's it.
Okay.
Connected two things. And
That
that's how
you
the
know
idea
what?
came
That's
about.
clever. You know what? I didn't think about the Rosemary's Baby of it all, because obviously that has a very different story, but it is still one of those unsettling. A person is in this apartment building with a bunch of weird ass neighbors, and they're like, "What the hell's going on?" Like they don't really know what's happening, and it takes a while to figure out. Rosemary's Baby takes a lot longer. The pacing's very different. However, it's true that it does kind of toe that sort of similar line in terms of like the Satanism of it all.
Right.
Yeah,
That's it,
which is
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right. Cool.
That is cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is also we should mention too, this is produced by Andy and Barbara Muschietti, who are
Yes.
famously, of course, they helm the It parts 1 and 2, as well as Welcome to Derry.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
They apparently, when they got the script, they kind of like basically read it right away
Okay.
and liked it.
Oh, nice. Okay,
So-
cool.
Yeah. I think one of them said that, they read hundreds of scripts, obviously.
Yeah, of
And they
course.
barely ever get surprised. And this time, when they read the scripts, they both thought, we want to see this movie.
Okay.
So,
I can definitely see it from a visual perspective. I feel like you would
right?
really want to make it. I don't know. Yeah, like you'd want to see it happen.
That's it.
That makes sense,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So,
Cool. So I'll run through a few major cast members quickly for
Yeah.
people so that everybody's aware. So that's it. As mentioned, Zazie Beetz plays Asia Reeves. She's our lead character. I thought she was great. She was incredibly dedicated throughout this entire thing. I will say, I thought she was really good. Myha'la, sorry, I don't think I'm pronouncing that properly, plays Maria, who is her estranged sister. Patterson Joseph, who's an English actor, plays Ray Woodhouse, and his wife, Lily, is played by Patricia Arquette, who has been in so much stuff that I can't even begin to cover all of it so very much. We also have Heather Graham, who plays Sharon, who's one of the people who lives in the building, who looks fantastic, by the way. Wow. I haven't seen her in ages, I
right,
feel.
It's true, huh? Yeah.
And a few of the other sort of members of the building include people like Tom Felton, obviously famously known as Draco Malfoy. Don't have much to say about him. He's a J.K. Rowling sympathizer. Yuck. Gross. Get fucked. Anyway. And there is a voice role, which I won't spoil right now, towards the end of the film, that is voiced by James Remar,
Ooh, okay.
who famously plays Harry Morgan in Dexter.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so that's kind of our cast list. Shall we do digs before we get into the more
yeah.
spoilery points of things? So we do our thing as usual. I feel like I should explain this every once in a while. We talk about, obviously, grave tone as in grave digging. So out of 10, every time we review a new film that we've not seen, we will give it a number of digs, each of us with how we're feeling about it.
Because that's our rating system, and it's awesome.
Correct. Okay, you
That's
go.
right. I go.
Yes.
This is hard for me because we watched and talked about Ready or Not 2
Last
last
week.
week, which had very similar vibes.
Oh, gosh.
If you think about it.
2 satanic cults in a row, my friends.
That's it. This whole sisterhood thing.
Also, yeah.
Sacrifices, anyways, whatever. It's hard because I loved Ready or Not 2 and everything that it did there. I think I gave it an 8.
I think you gave it
If
like
I
a
remember
7.5
correctly.
or
No, that
something.
was you
or
because
an
we
8.
were off by like
I think,
0.5.
yeah, I think I was a little higher. Sometimes I get a little maybe overzealous or overexcited. I won't retcon my rating. Well, when I think back about certain things, I'm like, okay, I might have rated that a little bit higher than I would have otherwise. I can admit that it was a wholly unnecessary sequel, but I had a good time with it anyway. So
Yeah, so like I feel like I can't rate it too close to that because it's not the same, even though I really liked this movie and had a great time.
Yeah.
But also I cannot rate it under 6. So I think I'm like a good 7.
okay,
I think so.
okay.
It's just so much fun. It's like watching Guns Akimbo. I could watch it every fucking
my
day.
gosh, that
It's
movie
hilarious.
is ridiculous.
It's not serious. I love it.
I think it's just I wish that latter third had been different. I
Less
guess
insane.
less like goofy, silly, and
Okay.
less cheesy. I guess overall, especially the last couple of scenes, I was like, "What the fuck are we watching right now?" So it kind of lost me. So I don't think I can. I'm probably at like a 5.5. It
Oh,
was
wow, okay.
enjoyable. It was really fun for many reasons. I don't really know that I'd feel the need to watch it again.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
That's fair. I mean, I would like watch it.
I could background noise it maybe, but I don't
Yeah,
know
I
that I'd
guess.
like put it on and like sit down.
Oh yeah, fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying like I would watch it again in terms of like I would want to show it to people because
Sure. I guess with a group, it could be fun. Anyway,
yeah, that's it. All right, cool.
Okay, time to get into the spoilers and all that side of things so we can talk through our favorites and talk through maybe some more major plot beats.
Cool.
You've been warned. Spoilers ahead.
Okie doke. So, obviously of course, like major plot revolves around Asia arriving at the Virgil, which is the name of the building, exactly what you mentioned earlier. She is actually looking for her estranged sister, who, unfortunately, they had a very abusive father growing up. A number of years ago, they tried to run away 10 years prior, and he found them, and in the confrontation, Asia shot him. She didn't kill him, which is too bad because he seemed like he was a horrible, atrocious human being. But of course, she had to go on the run so as not to be arrested. Unfortunately, she was anyway because it would be difficult to do that.
I mean, yeah.
And her poor younger sister, Maria, was returned to their piece of shit father's custody. So it caused obviously a massive estrangement. And then a number of years later, Maria has gone missing after taking a job at the Virgil as a maid. So when I was a little bit unclear. Did she break out of prison or did she?
No.
Was she released? She was released.
She was
eh?
released, yeah,
She was
because
released.
there was a flashback and it said like she was there for
About 10 years.
9 years and 11
Yeah.
months, and then her lawyer or whatever he was.
Her parole officer? What was
Maybe?
his job?
I don't know.
He was the skeeziest looking fucking
I know.
dude. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, whatever, doesn't matter. He said like there's like this job that opens in a month, so I'm assuming because.
Well, because I'm sure she'd
finished
shared
her
with
time.
him as well, like, my sister's missing. And he was like, right, okay, well, we'll figure it out.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
that's why I was like, this is the weirdest parole officer I've ever seen.
Maybe he's just a friend. I don't know.
Maybe. So she takes on a new identity and infiltrates the Virgil so that she can find out what happened to Maria.
Yeah,
And when she's there,
that's it.
yeah,
Try
exactly.
to save her from there, I guess.
I would try to find her and figure out what the fuck is going
Yeah.
on. And of course, pretty quickly upon arriving, she is basically comes to understand that this entire building is run by a satanic cult.
Something fucky is going on.
Yep, some fuck shit is afoot, and they have made a literal deal with the devil, which encapsulates the fact that pretty much they can't die. Like, they're immortal. You can chop them to bits and they will still somehow bind themselves back together and regenerate until their names are removed from this, like, quote unquote deal that they've made with the devil. We'll
Yeah.
get to that
And in
later.
order to maintain this deal going, to keep it going, they
Yes.
have to basically do a
They have
sacrifice.
to sacrifice.
Sometimes.
I feel like it's at least once a year they must do it, right? Like,
I don't know.
Anyway, but they don't always sacrifice someone, apparently. Sometimes they keep some of them and just use them as the help, basically.
Yeah, but then if they do that, that help has to find the person to sacrifice.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
still a sacrifice that happens.
No, it's true. It's true regardless. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, pretty much all of the help are women of color, which I was like, oof.
Yeah, I know.
Yeesh.
That's kind of weird.
That was weird. I'm assuming that was purposeful, but I was like, whoa, that's uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that was a whole other thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, favorites.
I mean, look,
Thanks for that.
look here. I can't say everything about the movie is my favorite thing, but a
Well,
lot of the
I think you'd have rated it a lot higher if everything
well,
about the movie were
fine.
your favorite.
A lot of the movie composition, the directing, the way that things are shot,
Yep.
absolutely loved it. So if I have to nail it down to a specific thing,
Yes.
it is so I don't know if this is like a directing thing or the way that it was filmed, and maybe the DP decided to do it that way. But those quick shots kind of remind me of Baby Driver type of thing. Who's the director on that?
Yeah, Edgar Wright.
Okay, that's an Edgar Wright. It has an
at
Edgar Wright feel.
I agree. The beginning of the film in
Yeah.
particular, when she arrives and is getting into her room and stuff like that, I was like, did Edgar Wright direct this movie?
That's
like
it. Exactly.
it had
That's what I'm
those
saying.
it has those snappy, choppy little scenes that are like cut together. It's his editing style. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's the way that he films things. But yes, no, it had a very similar vibe to that. I agree.
Yeah, exactly. So like that part, I loved it a lot.
Okay,
It
yeah.
was fun to watch. I thought it was really well done and not overdone. And like I said, like the moment that I noticed this, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I see what kind of movie this is gonna be. So you just kind of like turn off everything and just
Roll
just
with it.
enjoy it. And yeah, exactly. You just rolled it. I'm like, oh fuck, I wouldn't be surprised if there's aliens that come at the end of this movie. You know? what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
it wouldn't have been too out of pocket, honestly.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, yep, that's fine by me. Whatever, man.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, first one for me definitely has to be, and I know I mentioned it earlier, but honestly, it has to be the fight choreography. The way that everything was choreographed. Like, really, this team, holy shit! Like, they really went above and beyond for the style of this. It was like they knew exactly what the film needed to look like based on the script that they had to work with, and I'm sure that they worked very closely with the director and the writer to figure all of that out.
For sure.
But it really came together so beautifully. Like, it's so well shot, everything. You can see the whole fight. Nothing feels like it's in darkness or like you don't see what's going on. Like, you can tell they were proud to show off all the work that they'd put in, and I think that really paid off. It looks cool.
No, seriously, it really did. And even when there's times that she's like kind of like fighting a group of people,
Yeah.
you don't get that background people that kind of surround the main character and they just do those dance moves type of thing from back
that
forth,
little
back
like
and forth.
zooted back and forth
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you're like,
that's it.
do
They're just kind
jazz
of, like,
hands.
jumping from like, yeah, that's it. I fucking hate that.
I know, it's annoying.
There's much better ways how to do it because that was kind of like the style back in the days and it changed a lot with I mean, specifically a lot of changed it in like Asian
But I
movies and
think
stuff,
that,
and
yeah,
Jackie
I think-
Chan and everything. You know,
I think
it's,
seeing that now is just embarrassing. You're like, seriously?
Well, yeah, that's it.
We couldn't try a little bit harder, like give people
Come
a little
on.
more to do. Come on.
I guess for my second favorite
Let's see.
thing from this movie is, I mean, I would have to say probably like the visuals. You know what I mean? The way that the
Like the
building was
cinematography
designed.
or the
Yeah, the
set
cinematography. There's a lot of really cool scenes, especially when she's fighting in that dark room, kind of like the dining area or whatever.
Yes,
it
yes,
is
yes,
there.
yes, yes, yes.
Like I was, because I knew obviously there's going to be a shit ton of people
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And you know they're kind of wearing that like very dark hood with.
They're creepy ass cult robes. Yes.
Yeah,
correct.
exactly. The cult robes, exactly. And they're all dark.
TM.
And you know it's a very dark room, so I knew they were going to be somewhere in the background.
Yes.
And I was looking for them, could not find a single one. It was very
Yeah.
well done. I don't know if they masked it with post or something,
Maybe.
but like shots like that and scenes like this were very cool, and you know that's kind of like definitely my second favorite.
Okay,
thing with
cool.
this.
Yeah. I think mine is probably not just, I mean, the cinematography is like its own thing. Like, it was cool. It did have a little Edgar Wright kind of vibe to it. But I think overall, my second favorite was the setting itself. I thought the Virgil was a really cool building. The sets were so interesting. All the rooms felt like they actually exist in this old ass fucking building. I loved all of the little crawl spaces underneath the floor and shit like that. There's an
Yeah.
entire like little tunnel sequence that's really fun. I loved that. And I loved that the space felt like it was being utilized. Like, the characters, particularly Asia, but even other characters, were using things in the spaces that they were in to fight or to get somewhere or do something. And I will say that I think this film does better than Ready or Not 2. I was expecting that one to use a little bit more of like this huge ass fucking resort that the movie takes place in.
Right,
and I
right.
don't find that we got enough
No,
of that while we were
they
there.
didn't really use
Like,
it at
especially
all.
because in the first movie they were so focused on everything in the house, and Grace does
Yes.
everything in the house with everything at her disposal. I thought they would do that in the second one. I don't find that they used it to the best of their ability.
No,
This
it's
movie,
true.
I find, uses its setting very purposefully and very well.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, on that point,
Yes.
the whole crafting of the hotel, the Virgil, was actually a
We should
combination
stop
of.
calling it a hotel. I think it's technically an apartment building. Anyway.
It says here the film's a hotel.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Was a combination of like real world locations and very particular set design, which kind of supports what you were saying, right? So the director kind of said like the whole production was done in Cape Town.
okay.
Yeah, so they found streets, they found some places, but they also had to add things on top of it. So basically,
Yeah.
what they did is that they built the first floor, and then they stitched it to a real building, and then they built their own doors, and the interior was theirs. And then inside, because the movie was so action heavy, it had water and
Yeah.
rain and like fire and
fire and
everything,
stuff,
and
yeah.
snow actually in some places of
Yes.
it and everything.
Yeah, true.
And they had to make sure that the camera was active, and essentially they could move it around quickly because of the fight sequences.
Yeah,
that are very
yeah.
intense. So they basically built everything in the set to be Lego. Kind of
Okay.
like Lego adjacent in the sense that they can move it around.
You can take it apart and
They
move it
can take
around.
it apart. They can remove a wall to film, those crawl spaces like you were saying. They
Clever.
can put stuff back. Yeah, so like I think that kind of speaks to what you were saying
Mm-hmm.
is that all of that makes sense because they've really made a very dynamic set.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so fun.
I know it's very smart, I would say.
All right. What is your third favorite?
My third favorite thing, you know what? I would say I can't say the characters themselves specifically, although I liked Asia Reeves' character because she was really cool.
She was great.
And she gave really like huge Afro samurai vibes.
Yeah, she did have a really cool samurai. It was, I mean, it's the way, it's true, like exactly what you said before, too, like a lot of the way that it's shot is
Yeah.
very like an older like karate film, basically, like something that kind of takes place like Asian cinema where it's very dramatic, kind of in the way that she like speaks, especially at the beginning when she's like saying that she's looking for her sister. You're like, wow, okay.
Yeah, that's it. So like I like those aspects of the character, specifically the main character. Everyone else, I mean, I feel like it could have been anyone,
Kind
but it
of.
doesn't matter
Like
because
everybody was good, like they were fine.
that's what I'm saying. So
But I
like,
understand what
everyone
you're
was
saying.
good, but
Yeah.
I like my main point that I'm trying to make here is that I think everyone, the actors, had a lot of fun doing this.
Yes.
And it showed in the movie.
Yes,
you know
that's
what I
true.
mean? And that's kind of what I like because it gave it that, I don't know what it is, tonality, that kind of like vibe type of thing. You know what I mean? That's what I liked a lot
Yeah, that's
in
fair.
this thing specifically. And like during the filming, apparently, literally the Zazie Beetz, you said?
I think it's Zazie or
Zazie
Zazie
Beetz, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Apparently, she was like basically unstoppable
Wow.
on set because she's the main character. She fights in
She's
every
in
single
every
scene.
scene of the
Yeah,
movie, so
she was like unstoppable that they
Yeah.
started calling her cyborg basically because it kept everyone going. And funny enough, like to kind of like reinforce what I'm saying is that
Yeah.
people had fun. Tom Felton would attempt to make her laugh
okay.
by because of the the grueling filming and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
the
yeah,
intense
yeah.
fight scenes and everything, you would get really tired and stuff. So he would bring his ukulele to the set and sing her silly songs about joining a cult.
Oh my god, what a weird.
It
dude.
is hilarious. And that's what I'm saying anyways.
Wow.
Like, the whole, because you felt it through the cast and how
Yeah.
much fun they had, you almost feel it through the screen and into the
Which
movie.
is so often the case when you have kind of like a fun action horror type of thing, like
Exactly,
things
yeah.
that lean into this sort of
It's
vibe.
like horror comedy action type of
Yeah,
thing,
pretty much.
That's it. So like I like that part because it felt, genuine, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
My third favorite is the eyeball. The eyeball was my favorite character in the movie.
Wow, that is very specific. I did not expect that.
It was incredible, and
is
I loved
hilarious.
it. It was so funny and just unexpectedly, weirdly, almost cute. Like I was almost like, "Oh, look at it rolling around," and it got all freaked out when the spider crawled on it. I thought it was funny. I really thought it was hilarious. I was like, "This might be like the funniest part of the movie for
I mean,
me."
I don't think you're the only one because I saw videos of the premiere at South by
Yeah.
Southwest that they had this eyeball made big, basically like maybe a little bit bigger than a basketball size.
Okay.
And it would just roll around on the red carpet and it would have a camera in it and it would kind of like shoot in fisheye lens
so
and everything. And people were like waving at it and petting it. Like they made it into a thing.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It was my it was I think just unexpectedly
It's there for
funny.
like 10 minutes at most.
Genuine,
Even
like
less.
than that. Even it had probably the least screen time of any character, but I appreciated it so much. I know it's technically Heather Graham's eyeball.
Yes.
Okay, I get it, but it just for me it became its own character.
I'm going to try to find if we can buy this prop somewhere.
Little eyeball
That would be hilarious. I'm just going to put it on the horror shelf.
on the bookshelf.
Yeah, on the horror shelf, all the
bookcase
movie stuff that we have.
Yeah, it was cute. That's my third favorite. You're welcome, everybody. My third favorite was the eyeball because I liked it.
That's hilarious. I get
Anyway,
it.
yeah, look, this was a fun time. Like I said, when we get into the major culty stuff of the sacrificial part of things at the end of the film with the pig head. I guess I didn't mind that it was a pig head at first, but when she puts it on, I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that I get it.
stop.
That was too much.
I did not like that at all.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if you didn't fight the devil, really, like,
I
it would have
know.
been like weird. But...
No, and I get it, but I wish it had been able to grow a body or something. Fuck, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
That part I completely agree with. That
Yeah,
was, like,
I thought it was really
a little
dumb.
bit overkill. But...
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. And this is I have no shade or anything. I think Patricia Arquette is a fantastic actress. I have seen her in a multitude of projects. She's incredible. What the fuck was that accent that she was using? She sounded like me attempting an Irish accent just out of nowhere because for funsies, because I felt like doing it. I was like, the first 10 minutes, it was actually distracting me. I was sitting there and I was like, what accent is she supposed to have right now?
Okay.
And I think this is me coming away from this. I assume she was meant to be Irish. That is the weirdest Irish accent I've ever heard in my life.
I don't know.
It was so in and out in like a bizarre way that I was like, what the fuck is the pronunciation that she's using? At first I couldn't tell. She sounded like almost like an old fashioned like movie star with that weird transatlantic accent that everybody in like the 40s in films used to have.
Maybe that's kind of what it's supposed
And
to be,
I was
because they
like,
technically came or started existing in 1913.
Yeah, because they're
right?
immortal,
Like,
so they've been around for ages.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be an Irish accent. Somebody, you know what?
Maybe,
Someone
I don't know.
confirmed for me. Somebody listened to it, watched this movie, and then tell me if I'm wrong. But it was so fucking bad. Sorry. It was terrible. And I was like, oh God, what's happening right now? This is really bad. This was a bad choice. You could have just had her be American and it would have been fine.
Either that, I don't know if it's supposed to be like the camp factor of it, because she said she loves camp. So
Yeah.
it was a choice. I don't know.
I guess, whatever. Anyway, whatever. That threw me off a lot. I was like,
Funny
this
how
is
accents distract you. Me, it's like if it's incredibly bad, I'll notice it, but otherwise,
No.
I'm paying
no,
attention
and
to
I'm
other
not
stuff.
claiming to be any sort of like an accent
No, I know.
expert. I'm
Yeah.
not particularly good at it either. But if it's really off, I'm like, ugh. But this is like when we watch, and most people I think will understand this, right? Like when we watch something and there are French characters,
Yes, yes, yes.
if their French accents are bad, we're both like, oh, what is that? It happens. It's just something that we come across because when you speak a language
Yeah, you
and
just
you're
notice
used
it,
to
of
what it
course.
sounds like,
course.
it's very distracting. So anyway, that's my feeling on that. Otherwise, I thought she was good. It's just that threw me off a lot for that character.
Eh,
And
fair
Heather
enough.
Graham wasn't in it as long as I wanted her to be.
No,
Anyway, whatever.
no, she wasn't in it that much.
Me neither.
I
I
guess.
don't know why. I thought that was annoying. Also, it
I
didn't.
remember reading somewhere it's like she was not sure because it has a lot of fight scenes and stuff. So
Okay.
maybe it was basically because of that. Because like
Maybe.
if you're in it, literally the whole movie is a fight sequence essentially.
sure.
And if you're in it but you're not going to be fighting, like that's weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess that's it. I don't
So-
know. Anyway, also, it occurred to me only halfway through the movie that Myha'la, who plays Maria,
Yeah.
is in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh yeah.
And also a really uncomfortable episode of Black Mirror called Loch Henry. Yeesh.
What is that one about?
It's the one set in Scotland, isn't it? With her boyfriend, where they're trying to make like a documentary. And I won't go into too much more detail, but he finds.
Just say it. It's been years.
Okay, fine. It's the one where the guy who plays the lead, he finds out that his parents were like serial killers.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and she plays his girlfriend.
Oh,
in
shit,
that.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Forgot.
yeah. Anyway, so that's what she's from. Because I was like, God, she looks familiar.
Right.
Mostly
right.
Bodies, 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 but yeah,
Nice.
also that. Yeah. Anyway,
All right.
so yeah, I guess that's about it. I mean, it was like a fun time. I think.
Fun time?
Yeah, I think
I agree.
I think you know what, with the current hellscape that we're living in, if you're looking for a fun time and you want to go to the movie for like a funny sort of distraction from things, it's a good choice.
Yeah.
It is.
Exactly. And if you had a fun time listening to this podcast and all the other episodes that we have, please rate the show. It
Hooray.
helps us a lot and tremendously. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing next week. That's exciting.
That's terrible
I know.
planning. What the fuck?
We might not have a major release next week. Okay, well, as mentioned, next Monday we do have our interview with Mike P. Nelson dropping, so
Yes.
that'll be super exciting. Looking forward to everybody getting to hear our full conversation with him because it was so great. And then from there, yeah, that's it. We're just going to kind of see how everything shakes out in the month of April. We're getting Lee Cronin's The Mummy. There's a few other things dropping. I want to go see Forbidden Fruits this weekend. Fingers
course.
crossed if we actually can. That would be great. And yeah, God, so much more fun stuff on the way. We're going to be working on things. I want to do some more book stuff, so I think we're going to do some of that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, as mentioned, follow us on all of our socials at Gravetone Pod on every platform, essentially. Check out the website, gravetonepod.com. All of the episodes are archived there as well. All of the sort of transcripts of the episodes are there too, if you would like to do that. And we do have our horror movie picker quiz that you can take if you're ever, just not sure what you want to watch and can't make a decision about something one evening. It's 4 questions. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time, guys, stay scared and stay tuned.
Ciao, guys.